My great-grandfather was a patient at Mass General back in the 1920s. Unfortunately, a piece of wood got embedded in his lower leg and the tibia and resulted in him developing a chronic infection there. That was well before the days of antibiotics, and so the only treatment that was available, or the one that he and his family were able to find, was at Mass General Hospital, where he would come every week and get his leg wrapped with a dressing. He was able to keep the leg for 10 years as a result of the care at MGH. I think he spoke very little English. I think he primarily spoke Yiddish. With virtually no money, the fact that he was able to access care at MGH over a long period of time for free, that story was a very powerful one to me since I was a kid. My name is Peter Slavin, and I'm president of Mass General Hospital. Particularly important to me that everybody have access to health care, and that as a healthcare institution, we should be available to anyone regardless of their ability to pay, regardless of their ethnicity, race, sexual identity, etc. It was not that long ago that probably among American cities, Boston was the most attractive for African Americans. That's what drew Martin Luther King here. But certainly the last couple of decades, the story has been somewhat different. I mean, I knew we had some issues in Boston, but to see them quantified in the Globe was quite helpful and startling to me. The fact that we had by far the fewest African Americans as a percentage of our overall population compared to other American cities was shocking. And the fact that the average net worth of black people in this area was $8 per person versus about $270,000 per white person was also startling. We at Mass General have been working hard to try to identify disparities in care. I mean, I think all healthcare organizations, particularly in the last couple of decades, have embraced commitment to quality and safety, but I think in many cases have forgotten about one of the pillars of quality, namely equity. And so if given a chance, I ask people why neglect this pillar? It's as important, deserving as all the others that you've invested in. And the same approaches can be used in addressing this pillar as works on satisfaction or efficiency, etc. Some people think there needs to be an ROI on work and equity, but I again ask, well, what's the ROI on your other work in quality and safety? Don't hold this to a higher standard. You should approach it in the same way. Continuing to measure, trying to identify where the biggest opportunities are, and depending on those opportunities, tailoring programs to address them. So it could be a navigator program for things like colorectal screening or diabetes management, could be training of staff, how to be more culturally competent in their day-to-day practice, could be patient education and using IT to prompt people about appointments, about taking medication. So it seems to me there are lots of different ways to improve equity in much the same way that there are ways to improve other aspects, other dimensions of healthcare. I think the tools are the same, they just need to be focused in this particular area. Diversity not only is right from a social justice perspective, but it makes the organization stronger. And that hearing stories and involving people from diverse backgrounds results in us as an organization making better decisions. I've certainly seen with my own eyes that it is possible for an organization to make improvements in equity. It's hard work, but it is possible to change. And I think there is slow but steady progress throughout the healthcare system, but I would love for that progress to accelerate and for more organizations to pay even more attention to this important issue. I was pretty idealistic growing up. I'm still idealistic. I don't think you can ever or should ever give up your hopes of changing the world in a positive way. I think I try to maintain my idealism and keep trying to find ways to translate that idealism into reality.